Radiant team ban.
Waiting for Bay to join, but he's too busy having a chat in the in-house main lobby. Get into your teams, lads. I need my co-caster. Here he is.
Yeah, hello. I don't have the caster's role anymore, so I can't join the voice channel.
Oh, do you not? Okay.
I had to get Karen to drag me in.
All right. I didn't realize.
It's all good. I'm
10
here.
seconds remaining.
The only reason why I really have those role restrictions is so that new people join the my Discord. It makes them actually read the info and click a button rather than just immediately joining and go, why can't I join? I'm like, no, you didn't read the info tab.
Radiant team ban.
Although I guarantee it, 90% of people just click the button anyway and don't read it.
That's
generally
fine,
how
but
that
at least they looked at the info tab. Even if they just click the button, it's fine.
Yeah,
They read something, right? At least 10% of it.
Anyway. They tried their best.
Yeah, exactly. That's good enough. Cool.
Just like the players in our in-houses.
It's been a
10
long
seconds
time, Dave.
remaining.
Haven't seen you around for a
It
while.
has been a while. It's been a hot moment. Yeah, I just haven't been
5 seconds
playing
remaining.
too much Dota as of late. Been
Yeah.
enjoying the other games that of fresh, brand new. Definitely not RuneScape.
RuneScape,
Nope.
Apex Legends, you still on that?
Yeah, still playing Apex.
Yeah,
Apex
I
is
played
fun.
Apex Legends for the first time like a week ago. Actually, really enjoyed it. So
Yeah, well, you liked Overwatch, right? And it has similar.
Yeah.
It has a similar feel to Overwatch. It's just
it does a bit
battle
actually.
royale.
Yeah, it only took me about an hour to get used to it, and I maybe will play it again.
5
But yeah, it was
seconds
quite good.
remaining.
Anyway, we have a couple of new joiners in the in-house anyway. So Radish, he's here for the first time. You can see he's got the Dota University Guild. I think actually second time for some of Tim's friends. He's brought Ed, who's called This Is The Way, and Glad. So he's brought some of his friends along too, and of course we know everyone else. So we'll see how it
Okay,
changes up
cool.
the drafts.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, just trying to look at a little bit
5
at the Dota
seconds
buffs of these
remaining.
players, see what's kind of been the suggested picks bans. You know what people have been playing.
Yeah, good idea.
There's quite a difference in some of the number of games that people have played. For example, Tim has played 4 matches this month.
This month. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, one a week.
And then This Is The Way and Clapton have played almost 100 each. So
Okay, so right. I don't know if they are Tim's friends. Then there's a bit of a disconnect in how much Dota they're playing. 100 in a month is a
10
lot of
seconds
games.
remaining.
it's quite a lot.
Yeah, that's consistently playing a few every single day.
5 seconds
Now, I
remaining.
think the TA ban being first phase banned is coming out in response to the pro scene, as far as I'm aware.
Yes.
So-
I was hearing about this, so that TA is being first pick and almost being played as a carry, right, as opposed to a mid laner.
Yes, I think it comes down to she's always been pretty good at laning, but the Aghanim Scepter, we finally realised is actually quite a good item for TA, and now it's being overused, and it's going to get tuned back at some point, but, you know, we'll wait and see what happens.
Is it still that she can teleport to her traps?
Yeah, but it's like 1 second cast time that you have to stun to interrupt it, or silence, you know, so it's very, very easy to escape. Basically, she's like a better Nature's Prophet almost. Yes, you've got to lay the traps first, but it's pretty incredible. Makes it very hard to kill. Now, Grimstroke, some of these picks you can tell are from the pro scene, because Dragon Knight, he's been played a lot in the POS 3 role recently. Just tons and tons of Dragon Knights. Blink Dagger first. Grimstroke usually banned by Veteran, but he was too busy banning other stuff, so he had to let Grimstroke through. Someone here is a Hoodwink player. It might be Ed. And I
Let me
think
see.
he had a good game on Hoodwink in the last in-house.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Ed.
Okay.
Wait, can I actually see who's picked what the role? No, that must
seconds
be a bug. I'm using the Dota Plus tool and the Dota Puff released.
5
But it's like, yeah, This Is The Way it has 28 matches on Hoodwink in the last month.
And the last
I
month,
get a win
okay.
rate, 46% win rate, so about 50-50.
But he knows how to play the hero, and I think Hoodwink
would
is a
hope so.
very good hero. Like from playing against it, I played a game recently with Drekken, you know, Ross won, and he played Hoodwink, and I played Dawnbreaker, I think, and yeah, I was really surprised. I thought, wow, Hoodwink's actually pretty good. Just that Bushwhack spell enough to guarantee a kill every single time. So, so I liked it.
Yeah, they nerfed the AoE on it, right, to make it a little bit harder to hit, but it still does a ton of damage. They didn't really touch the damage on it.
They did from the very first time it was out. Now it's just a generic 300 nuke. It used to be 360.
Just a 300 nuke.
But it used to be 360, which was unnecessarily overtuned. But I guess they do it with all new characters. Like Dawnbreaker is pretty strong with her stats. Still has no Aghanims or Ag Shard, so is clearly in like that weird beta phase. But I'm interested to see what they do with Dawnbreaker before she goes Captain's mode.
I always find it interesting that they don't introduce them with Aghanim Scepters or Shards. You would think that it would just be logical at this point, now that every character has them.
Just to make one to start with, and then tune it later. Yeah, you can make up
Why
something.
do they need a month to figure out what to do? I mean, maybe they need to see how people play the hero and then be like, oh, this is maybe something that she's lacking, or something that would be like a nice buff for her. that costs a lot of money. But
I agree with
I
you,
don't
but it
agree
feels
with
kind of out of place because Hoodwink had no Ag Shard for ages, completely untouched. Then they gave 2 brand new abilities for the Ag Shard and Agrims and threw them into Captain's Mode at the same time. So it's like, these will probably be fine. Have
Good
fun
luck.
with your decoy, your boomerang attack. I was like, well, at least why not just give them to us first and we can actually try them out? I do agree. Wow, a lot of offlaners being banned. Well, more than usual. We've seen Underlord Mars. Okay, maybe not so much actually. Lifestealer, Phantom Lancer Luna, Phantom Assassin. Now that's a hero we've not seen for quite some time. Not too popular these days.
Kind of as you said then, if DK potentially looking to fill that 3 role, Nyx might be looking to fill the 4, but then you've got this sort of double melee off lane, and I feel like you're going to have a very nice time as a carry against that. So maybe they're looking to flex the DK and put it in the mid role, but
yeah,
I'd be looking quite happy here as a Radiant carry, thinking, okay, double melee offlane, I could deal with this.
Yeah, true. This also here is quite popular at the moment, Tidehunter. Ollie plays quite a bit of Dragon Knight mid, so he knows how to play the hero. He loves the Midas Rush, quite greedy, but I guess it does allow Dragon Knight to actually pick up some gold, so I'm not super against it. He does quite well with it. Tide is Tide, not a lot to say against those heroes. He's got a stun. It's great.
5 seconds remaining.
Fine. They've got a lot of crowd control. Actually, both teams are completely covered in crowd control at the moment.
I mean, there's potential as well, right? You put that Tidehunter into the lane. If it is DK next, you put the Tidehunter in that lane, you're getting so much value from Anchor Smash.
Yeah.
So it's actually just quite a solid pick that you can always play around with your laning if you need to.
Well, that's free farm for the Tidehunter, isn't it? Oh, Jug. Okay, Jug. Good against Tidehunter because you just blade through the Tide and he can't really do anything. He just sits there and dies. So it's a good pick. It's a good carry. Works against those heroes quite well. Yeah, fine, good.
I just always feel that Juggernauts are bait picks. People don't know what to pick as a carry, so they're thinking, let's pick something that's safe. Juggernaut's a pretty safe carry.
Safest.
And then they end up having 0 impact because I don't know why people are obsessed with rushing Battle Fury, but they don't get it till 18 minutes. And by that point, enemy teams kind of ended the game, and you're like, well, I shouldn't have picked Juggernaut.
Yeah,
but that's just kind of my take on it.
But then if you've got Grimstroke Jug, you're pretty much guaranteed a good lane against Tidehunter. So I guess if you get enough momentum with Jug, yes, he is really good. You are right that against a more specialized carry, he can end up really underperforming, like you said.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. They know Jug is there. They know that Tide's going to have a difficult time. They may put Tide in a different lane entirely. Like you said, against the Dragon Knight Nyx would be great. But now what POS 1 is okay against Grimstroke Jug? That's now what we're thinking about. What I would
Something
be
with a leap, right?
Well,
something that has an ability that can get them away. So I mean, Phantom Assassin is banned by the Radiant, so they
also
banned.
Yeah,
banned.
What else has a good, I can get out of there? Now, I always say for POS 3s, I always say, Pango, but you need a core. So...
Yeah, it's super interesting that the Radiant bans were 3 carries when they didn't have a carry of their own.
Yeah.
Bit of an interesting one.
And then the other team picked Juggernaut. Now they're like, what do we do, guys? They've gone for... Okay, Wraith. Now, he will struggle against Juggernaut, Grimstroke, so that doesn't really flex you up at all now. Tide is gonna have to either go in a lane which is good for Tide, terrible for Wraith King, or terrible for Tidehunter, good for Wraith King in the safe lane, but someone's getting sacrificed there. It's the Jug Grimstroke. I'm not particularly happy about it.
Yeah, you've also picked Wraith King into Nyx. I mean, the mana burn isn't the hugest thing in the world, but at early game it can be quite effective at removing the mana pool.
You've got to be careful.
Also, you limit your item build because if you go Radiance, Nyx Carapace is a guaranteed stun. You've picked a Wraith King with no mobility into DK Grimstroke Nyx. It's a lot of crowd control.
Yeah,
I'm not sure I agree with it.
I'm not a massive fan of Wraith King, kind of. Anyway, my personal reason, I know he's been very strong over the past few patches. He's been nerfed a little bit, and some games are good for Wraith King, and he just free farms and he's invincible, and it's great. And this game, you've already given me so many reasons why it's pretty rubbish. So, the only thing I could say, if I was going to Radiant choose now to redeem the draft, Wraith King goes in the off lane, so you're against no, Wraith King goes in your safe lane against Dragon Knight Nyx. That's okay. Tide, though, goes mid, and you pick another POS 3, because I just don't want to see a melee going to Jug Grimstroke. They will have a terrible time. So please don't do that.
Especially given that Tide's whole thing is being able to, tank damage, and there's just a ton of magical bursts, and you're like, I can't do anything.
Yeah, have you seen the Tides these days, actually? Vanguard became the meta, or if you know or not, but every POS 3 is running building Vanguard instantly. Tides are maxing Kraken Shell. because all offlaners are playing that I'm super tanky, I'm going to bully you. Max Kraken Shell is almost impossible to get through. It's like a Vanguard that always procs. Juggernaut doesn't care about Vanguard, neither does Grimstroke. They just say, oh, off you go. Beyblade into him. Kraken Shell can do one. So, yeah, I just think it's the wrong pick here. So, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to see how they lane it. Obviously, they have to pick first. They have the penultimate pick, which means the Dire will basically know their game plan from the pick.
True.
And then get to choose if they want to flex the Dragon Knight into the off lane or put it in mid.
Team pick.
So they're going to get a very good matchup, I think, Dire here. I kind of just prefer the Dire draft. They have the double Dragon Tail stun with the Grimstroke, so maybe that was the combo they're looking for.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's 3.25 seconds at max Dragon Tail. That's a long time, and Dragon Knights always go Blink. So Blink's done. That's a massive stun. You got Nick's follow up. He could have Meteor Hammer if he wants. Juggernaut's Omni slashing around you. You know, it's pretty horrible.
How does that interact? The Grimstroke Omni Slash.
I think you just pick the first one and ignore everything else, but I'm not entirely sure because it works
I don't know
weird
if you
with
become
some
immune,
spells.
right? You might become like unchanged targetable.
I think so. I think you are. Well, you can blink when you're in Omni Slash.
You can, yeah.
So, and you can cast. I don't know if you can force staff yourself. Can you self cast things when you're in Omni Slash?
Like, I want to say no.
Can you self?
Oh no, you can. No, you can cast because you can use Mask of Madness, right? But yeah, can you self-target?
But like, if you're, because Master of Madness always applies it to yourself. Can you like, Mjolnir yourself, for example, while you're in it? Okay. Now here's a hero who is ranged, who you could put Tide mid and Clinks in the off lane. That I would maybe be a fan of. A lot of cores on that team. Wraith and Clinks, quite greedy. Tide needs a bit of farm. That's how I'd be running it. I'd be running it Clinks in the off lane because then you're ranged away from the Jug. They can't just Inkswell run at you because you'll just Ghost Walk away anyway. And Tidehunter can have a safe farming lane mid, but yeah, we'll see what it does. You know, never count Clinks out of Inhouse. He does perform quite well.
Yeah, especially as a snowboarding character, definitely has the potential. It's very greedy, right? Radiant, and even Lion as a support is very greedy because he really wants to blink dagger before he become a complete threat.
Yeah, that's a question. Does Hoodwink become the 4 or does Lion become the 4? Because I'm okay with Lion 4 as a concept.
Yeah, me too. It's a tricky one because Hoodwink also does very well with items, but you also don't need them. Like if you're just using her as crowd control and then her ultimate.
Yeah, I actually
What are all these voice lines going on in the background?
I know, it's just stupid. What do you call them? The fan ones, yeah, supporters. Yeah. Brood Mother, okay. That one I wasn't. God. Now that one I wasn't expecting. Now I played Brood. I played the new Brood. Just got nerfed a little bit, but it was still pretty strong. I really liked it as a Pos 3 Brood, but is that where it's going to be? Are we going to? Because Juju typically a mid player. Are we going to see Ollie offlane Dragon Knight? I don't know about mid Brood that much anymore. I'm so used to seeing the new Brood in the offlane, but mid Brood still kind of works the same, except you farm a lot slower than the old one. But is it enough of an impact? I mean, if they could shove Tidehunter mid like I suggested, Brood's pretty much useless in there anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm just okay. Brood can kill everyone else in the game, no problem. Only got to be careful of Tidehunter, but then it's quite easy to bushwhack a Brood Mother because Brood Mother's also in the trees, yeah. And Hoodwink can run through the trees after the Brood. So I just feel like it's a really tough game to play Brood. Is that really what they were after? But I mean, if it creates space, then it will let Juggernaut get some farm and maybe it'll work out. We'll have to find out.
Yeah, I mean, Lion is just food for a Brood.
True.
Unless the Lion somehow gets like a 20-minute Aghanim's.
Yeah, true. One shot the spiders.
One way of wave clearing them, right? But you're funneling a ton of farm into your Lion, and I don't know if that's going to be how you're going to want to play, especially with your 3-core lineup.
That's true. Finger of Death, you're right, is good because it does definitely kill the spiders. But the current
4,200 gold.
yeah, that's true. The thing about the current Brood playstyle that I've become familiar with is it's all about the spiders. So you actually build a pipe, you build Guardian Greaves. As soon as they think they've killed your spiders, you just heal them to full, and they go, we've run out of ways to kill them. So you need to not just have one hero to kill the spiders like you usually used to. You'd have to have a big committal. But I have no idea. It does look like Juju might be going into the offlane.
That's nice.
Yeah, Ollie's been given that ward, so I'm expecting the Dragon Knight here to go mid.
Yeah.
Which will put him up against the Clinks, against Ross's Clinks. And I think Dragon Knight kind of just shrugs the Clinks off, right?
For the most part,
regen from Dragon Blood. Yeah, unless you literally sit there and tank arrows for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I think you're like, actually, that hurts. And
I think you're fine. If he goes 2 points Dragon's Blood, then you get 8 health regen, 8 armor, no, 6 armor. Then you're fine. He's also going to go Soul Ring, that gives another 2 armor.
Yeah, and it's worth
30 seconds
noticing
to
as well that
battle.
Klink's searing arrows is physical damage. It's been changed a few times, but it is physical damage. So the armor from Dragon Knight will actually help reduce that damage even further.
Yeah, he'll be fine. And Klinks doesn't actually have the mana to endlessly spam arrows into the Dragon Knight, while the Dragon Knight's just denying all your creeps. You need to use searing arrows to last it when you play against the Dragon Knight, because he's got a lot of base damage. Got a bit of a
We're going
wraparound
to
going
see someone
here.
here.
I don't know if this is worth it. Dire haven't sent all their heroes here. Not committed Brew. They're going straight onto Ollie. They've used the stun. Another stun coming out from the Nyx. Here comes the spin from the Juggernaut, but it's too late. Ollie's already been killed. And Glad will just spin out. Is he going to escape? This is a bit of a cluster. Rad may be the next person to go down.
Teammate.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's is that the play. And I think Rad's in a little bit of trouble, and he has gone down. Double kill for the Klinks. We were talking about the Klinks, and you know, having a double kill, including first blood. That's it's a good start. What's he sending out in his courier? A full magic wand and a wraith band completion. Well, that's a good start.
Yeah, obviously gonna really benefit from that. He's already 400 gold ahead, but still early days. I think the Dire, like the concept of the wraparound was fine. I feel like they walked through this part of the tree line, right? And I think they were just out of vision because there were no pings from the Radiant unless they were just vocally saying they're here.
Yeah.
But they seemed pretty unaware, and Ollie just walked alone in 5 of them. The Dire split up so much trying to get through the towers that they ended up paying for it.
I agree. And Ollie's now gone mid. No Dragon's Blood at all, level 1. But this is the chance for Ross to put in some damage if he wants to. But he's trying. Actually, Ollie, now he's got Dragon's Blood, just manning up. Says, I don't care that you're fed. Oh, you got 2 kills. I'm just going to click you. Oh, taking the 2 tower hits, not ideal. Ross really putting the damage into Ollie, but look how much mana Ross has got. Almost already. Let's have a look at Juju in the bot lane. Still level 1. It's the level 1 fight going. And actually, Veteran's managed to hit level 2. He's got the crit already. Doing quite a lot of damage to Juju, but if you've played against Broodmother, you know that there's no point in harassing her. You have to go for the kill. Whoa, JC almost getting a kill on Tim. Not quite enough, though. Out comes the spike. Oh, but Juju finds it. Just levels up Silken Bowler, which has 100 damage at rank 1. And it's enough to secure the kill. So, yeah, support for support. Not too bad.
Yeah, Christian got a little bit overconfident there, not respecting the line cooldown. But yeah, a kill for the Broodmother will be very welcome. Brood having a good lane here is really important, especially for her own game. But she wants to obviously try and take over that Radiant jungle as fast as she can.
We're going on Tim. He's a bit out of position. Out comes the spike from JCA. Tim goes for the stun, but can't stun both because they position well. But then Veteran's got his own stun. Actually, they are okay. Veteran's already level 3 because Tim is level 1. Tim is about to hit level 2. He needs, just 1 XP. He's got it now. Went for Mana Drain. I thought maybe he should have gone for the Hex. But it doesn't matter. Mana Drain is also pretty good.
So many stuns in this bot lane.
There's a lot of aggression here. It's the battle of the line stuns. You've got Impale versus Earth Spike. I like it. Anyway, let's have a look at some of the other lanes, see what's going on. You've got Ed playing his Hoodwink. Going for a Veil of Discord Rush. I mean, I guess his pushback hits quite hard, and if you hit someone with a Veil Sharpshooter, you're going to do a massive chunk of damage. It buffs some damage that your Lion's going to do, but otherwise, yeah, I don't see a lot of Veil. Not on a POS 4 usually. Maybe on a Jakiro or something, but Hoodwink Veil is pretty standard. It stacks with Ags, okay? Maybe that's the case. I know Ags makes people take more damage. Nice patient stun from JCA, but not going to be a kill yet.
I think this bot lane is going to be where there's going to be a lot of conflict. They obviously want to try and do as much to the Brood as they can, but pre that level 6, and she builds her army up. But top lane, I think we're looking at maybe level 4, level 5. Juggernaut's going to want to start looking to get aggressive with the couple of points in Blade Fury. In the meantime, Doige with his boots will be just fine, being able to just walk away from anything.
I think he might have started with boots, actually. I mean, you're really scared against the Inkswell and the Blade Fury. But he's not had any trouble. Okay, yes, the Juggernaut is still out farming him, but a Tide who's not dying in this lane, that is a good Tide. And look, he's even getting some farm. So, anyway, that's, yeah, Doige can be happy with the way this lane is going. Vlad might think I'm farming, but I think he should be looking for kills here, but he's being annoyed by the Hoodwink. Hoodwink starts with quite low base damage, but has a very strong agi gain, so over the levels, he gets more and more irritating. Oh, Veteran, he's in trouble. I look to the bot lane and looks like he's a bit stuck. He's got a bit of life, so gets a crit onto Juju. Is it going to be enough? One more right click, Juju? Nah, he's going to die still. Use the Fairy Fire very carefully, but still going to go down. And Tim, he's on full mana.
The carries get traded.
Yeah, a different trade in the bot lane. A lot of fights happening. Tim with full mana, JC with none, so definitely an advantage there. Never mind, they do get a kill top. Just as I was saying, they're not really using the combo enough. Then immediately, Rad gets the kill on Doige.
Oh, that's the first point I think where the Tide will go, maybe I can't just step up against this lane.
Yeah, I think he got too complacent. He thought, oh, nothing's really happening. And then, oh, whoops. Ooh, a bit impatient there, Ed. Rad took the last hit on that neutral creep. How's mid lane going? Ollie is actually out farming Ross by quite some margin. Despite Ross having that early lead, Ollie's having no trouble. 27 last hits to 19.
Still a little bit behind on the net worth because of that first blood double kill, but
yeah,
I mean, Dragonite doesn't need to worry about this lane. He just doesn't take the poke damage that Klinks wants to deal out. Dragon's Brief Fire, sorry, obviously is super good as well, lowering that damage even more.
Yeah.
And if he gets the debuff, what can Klinks do? He has to just try and hit creeps, and then DK goes, well, he's going to base damage against you.
They're trying to go, and glad there's the Inkswell. Inkswell Blade Fury, easy kill for him. He used that spin when he was on about, oh wow, Doge going to get the kill. He uses the gush. It's not quite going to be enough damage. Nice silence coming out from Rad. Glad's going to sit there and try and fight it. I'm not sure if they want to fight against the Tidehunter when he's that low. He will now salve. He went in at very low HP and actually not even connected to the Hoodwink, but the speed that you're given by Inkswell was enough for him to catch up and enough damage. I mean, Hoodwink is a squishy hero. So yeah, stay away from the Juggernaut. It hurts. Anyway, a couple of kills for Glad. He's going to be happy. Let's look at bot lane again, because it's usually where the exciting stuff's happening. Juju's already 5, maybe about 5 1/3.
They might go on Veteran here.
They're going, yeah, they're trying. Silken Bowler. Is Veteran just going to walk out?
Lying around.
I'm not sure what the spike carapace was for. Summoning the skeletons. Nice stun from Lion again, the Earth Spike, but is Veteran going to be okay? Yes, he is. Juju just doing a bit of damage to Tim. I'm not sure not to sit there and drain the mana. But he got away with just a couple of ticks. Now Juju's out of mana. Top lane, there actually was a kill on Rad, which is nice for the team with Doge to get some return kills. Although now Juggernaut will get a bit of solo XP. When he's 6, you've got to have to be pretty careful.
Kills everywhere, and the mid's just a farm fest. Since Ollie's got his level 6, he's going to pop the ultimate and doesn't see the Tide TPing onto him.
He doesn't really care. What's the Tide going to do? I mean, stop him taking the tower, I guess, but spam all of his mana onto Ollie.
I do like the rotation with the catapult as well. Dragonite level 6 is super strong, and I mean the tier 1 tower took like half its health if the Dragonite's there and able to hit it, tank up the tower shots. You could lose your tier 1 tower in 7 minutes.
It's
not what you want.
It's 100 pure damage to the tower if you let the dot tick over fully. So every hit is pretty important. Let's have a look at part. As you said, JCA, he's in a bit of trouble. Is he going to escape? Gets a nice double impale. Absolutely perfect. Tim cannot find the kill. I'm surprised Juju is not level 6 yet. Now, he's got one problem, Juju. He never has any mana. So how is he going to make spiders if Tim drains all his mana? I think they found the hard counter. But he's going to have to use Soaring. Yeah, he's going to have to use Soaring every single go. JC's also got Arcane Boots. That will restore some mana. Tim is actually, for only 7 minutes in, surprisingly close to level 6. Higher level than Veteran, even.
I think because of the amount of combat on this lane, both supports have just been sat in the lane.
Yeah.
Absorbing all the XP. And JCA is down a full level over Tim. Actually, level and a half. I don't know how Tim's such a high level.
Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, now I can see Veterans just farming away. He's got 3 ranks in Vampiric Spirit. So Tim's happy to sit in the lane by himself. Also, he's not too scared of the Brood. Just keeps throwing his stun out, drains all the mana. Now Juju does have Soul Ring, so could use Soul Ring to get some spiders up. Still hasn't created a single spider yet. Oh, Veteran's going to return to the lane. Glorious return. But Tim has hit level 6. Oh, have you seen Tim's build? 3 points mana drain. I've only just spotted that. No wonder Juju's always out of mana.
Another mana boots are here, though, for Christian.
Yeah, Juju's back to full mana. Yeah, say goodbye to your mana drain. Who cares? Nice stun coming up from JCA, and that's an instant kill. Who cares about your mana? We've got Arcane Boots, Soul Ring. It's all we need. Diving the tower. I mean, you've got webs, you've got spiders. I would have committed for that. I don't think they should have backed off. But anyway, it looks like they found a kill in a very odd spot. I don't know why Ollie was there, but that... okay. Anyway, that managed to get a kill.
I think he'd popped a Dragon Form. You can see the mid tier 1 went down at some point. We completely missed that.
Yeah.
And I think Ollie committed for it, and the Tide TP came in, so Ollie thought he could try and run away.
Maybe,
That's just my guess.
That does make sense.
He gets the tier 1 tower, the map opens up a lot, and I think against the Klinks as well, without the safety of your lane to farm, you could be a little bit worried. It's like he's going to rush the straight Orchid though, probably to try and focus on that Juggernaut.
Yeah, Orchid is a very good item against Juggernaut. I can see that Tide is almost playing the pos 4. He's turning up all over the place to try and help get kills, save people, and they're just leaving Hoodwink to farm because Hoodwink is completely safe, as I was just about to see that he can scurry into the trees, but maybe not. Maybe I spoke too soon. I thought he'd be absolutely fine. Never mind, he just scurries away again. I felt like he could have gone deeper into the trees, knowing that they can't follow him. But you can see why he's not too scared in this lane. As long as he has scurry up, he can go straight into the trees. They've got no stun. On Juggernaut Grimstroke, they have to wait for the Inkswell to proc, so he's going to be fine. Bot lane, we have a bit of a fight here. The tower is very low. Doige yet again. I think he's just trying to play a game of chase the Broodmother. But rank 3 Anchor Smash, when you've got no damage items, and it's this early in the game, it's not really enough. So
it just means the Brute can't kill you, but Juju's going to commit for the tower here.
Yeah, tower's gone. I think Doige's in a bit of trouble. He does an Anchor Smash. It doesn't one-shot the spiders. But he has it up in 1 second. There, all spiders gone. Doige takes about 600 last hits, but I think he's still going to go down. But we don't have the mana to use spawn spiderlings. He's actually absorbing a lot of damage with the infused raindrops. He's thought about the Ravage so many times. In fact, if he got Ravage off, he might almost have got a kill on JC. In fact, I'm almost certain it would have been. But never mind. They still end up bringing Doige down. And they got a kill on... a couple of kills in the top lane that we didn't see. Ollie's also rotated. Going Blink Dagger first item is the correct play on Dragonite, almost always. Oh, he's going to take a bit of damage. They've got Break, remember, taking away all of his armor. When you lose all your armor, you take a lot of damage from Clinks. Perfect Stroke of Fate, maximum range. He's going to be okay. Vlad is thinking about Omni Slashing, then realizes he doesn't have it, so he has to run away. He will be okay. Got to watch out for the finger from Tim. They're still chasing. Very greedy. Ollie looking to get a stacked camp. Bushwhack does not connect with anything. And they'll be okay. Except they're still having a standoff. What is going to happen now?
Radiant really want to defend this tower, but I think Veteran will be happy to just farm it up at this point. Unfortunately, he'd walked to where the Clinks just farmed, so he has nothing to hit. And he wants him back to his jungle. But Juju is now taking over this bottom side of the map.
Oh no, that's hard. Well, Doige is going to have to stay put there, which I guess makes sense. The Tide has to lane against them. Well, Courier just died mid. Well, that's JC's Courier going top lane. There is a bit of a fight here. We're going on Glad. We get the Inkswell. We've got Finger of Death. Look at the damage. That's about half of Jug's HP. But then a lot of burst also coming out from J-Sway. Doesn't quite connect with the Hoodwink. But it wasn't going to be a kill anyway. But, you know, it's a kill on the Juggernaut. They can be happy with that. Tim gets his first stack. There is a Veil of Discord. Veil actually works well with the Finger, at least. I know there's not a lot of magic damage heroes, but, you know, Veil Finger, it's pretty good.
I've just seen the most amazing thing as well. I clicked on the Juggernaut and I was like, please tell me the Jug isn't going Battle Fury. I see the Battle Fury in the quick buy. I'm like, oh no, it's happening. And then as I'm watching, it switches to Mjolnir and he buys the Javelin. So I'm very happy.
I like it when the players realise that. Nice. Yeah, that's true. When they hear us when we're talking about it, it means they're also thinking about it. I think I'm going to swap to net worth. You can see it, Clinks actually on top, 3-0, which does definitely help, that double first blood and a kill on Ollie. But he's getting pretty close to the Orchid. However, Dire, next 3 spots are all theirs. And that's going to be quite nice, especially as Juju. He's had a good time. Arcane Boots, Soul Ring, that's the new build. As much mana as you possibly can get. He's not going to be in the top, but Ollie is. Ollie gets stunned, but he's a tanky hero. He doesn't really care. He's also got Blink Dagger. Tim's just going to tank a full Omni Slash. And Ollie misses his Fire Breath. JCA does manage to get the Spike Cash. Basically stuns everyone. Great ult from Radish, and Glad's going to come in and spin. He's focusing the Hoodwink. He's not sure who to focus, actually. Inkswell goes off, but they're all running because they know the buyback came out from Lion. And they're not sure whether they want to commit or not. JC can get an easy kill on Doige. In fact, he's going to get it with the Vendetta. There it is. He's going to go straight down. So 2 very careful kills from the Dire. Really, really safe. In the meanwhile, Radiant are just going to try and take a tower. That's Ross is going to say, well, I'm going to take your tower. But then Juju, he's also saying, well, I don't mind farming. Fight is continuing in the top lane. Looks like there's a nice double stun from JCA. He has been on point with these impales. Veteran is going to lose his Reincarnate, and I can't see him getting out of this as well. You've got the Inkswell on Glad. It's going to go off maximum Inkswell. That's rank 4 Inkswell too. So it's nearly a 4-second stun. Follow up with the Dragon Tail. Ollie will steal the kill with the Fire Breath. And
he stole the kill and he hit the tower the whole time.
Yeah. I'm helping, guys. Look, see, I killed them. Oh, Orchid's here. Ross, massive damage to JC. Kills him in a few hits, but is it going to be worth it? Not if he dies. Oh, no. This is a long stun. Rank 2 Dragon Tail into a max rank Inkswell. And now the full spin on top of him, even with the extra HP from Deathbat, he's going to go down, and 1 Bushwhack is not going to help. I don't think that's worth it. That was a 4 times kill gone. And look, the tier 2 tower is gone because he left bot lane for 3 seconds. And Shelob has basically taken over it, made it her lair. What are you going to do now?
That's the worst thing about Brood, is that she makes you think so much about, do we take this fight? Because if we take this fight, we're going to lose a tower. And if you lose the fight, you then just essentially lose the game. In one way of putting it, it's just so rough.
But Doige wasn't even in that fight. I don't think he's still got the Ravage. Like
he was at the start. Remember, they were walking in, and he was trying to get into position to Ravage. It was that beautiful Grimstroke ult that silenced both of them, and Deutsch was just too low to continue into the fight, and then the Dire re-engaged. And I think when the Tide respawned, he went top. It's away, but the fight was still going. But yeah, really good macro plays from the Dire so far.
It's true. Oh, we're trying to get a kill onto JCA. Don't quite have the range from Lion. Lion spells don't have a lot of range, not like they used to. He's going Glimmercape first item, so no Blink, no Force Staff, no Ether Lens. Veteran taking a lot of damage. That's just getting melted by Juju. This is what happens when you send a hero against Brood. I think that's why he's considering Radiance. Because with Radiance he thinks, well, I can make the spiders miss me and I can burn them to death, but it's not actually that easy. Brood rushing.
He's gonna have to go Radiance B. He's gonna have to go Radiance BKB this game. If he goes Radiance, he needs to get BKB, otherwise the Nyx will make his life hell.
That's true.
Just a free start on the Raid King whenever he wants. Look at this DD in
double
mid.
damage Nyx. He's waiting for Tim. Decides not to use it though. That's fair enough. I think going Ags first on Broodmother is interesting. I haven't seen that build very often, but it does mean that you can basically cover the entire map in webs. So it's going to be hard to deal with. Oh, we've got the stun. Stun into stun. I can see Hoodwink going down from this. Nice double stun from Tim. Actually, no, Ed is fine. They don't have the damage. Dragon Knight might be a tanky hero, and he might have a great engage, but no. Oh, there's a lot of them. Going to get stunned by the Centaur, of course, as always. Remember that Silken Bolo is a new spell, and it makes you take 8 damage extra from every unit that hits you. When you've got, how many units is that? I don't know, like 30 spiders, 30 times 8. I mean, you're taking 240 extra magic damage, as well as each spider does hit quite hard. Yeah, you take a lot of damage. I put down the GG tree. He's trying to use his Ironwood tree to bushwhack, which I guess makes sense. Pretty good item. He's already got the Aghanim, so Aghanim's adds a lot of webs. How many webs do you get? You get 18 webs with Spin Web. So double the webs, and you move faster in them as well. Move speed goes up to 80%. Oh, that's a lot of damage to spiders. Is it enough? No, can't kill the spiders. Gets them up to about half.
Top lane.
Oh, we're going in, getting a kill on Tim. Tim immediately goes down. Top lane, there might be a bit of a scuffle, but I think Glad is going to be absolutely fine. Ross didn't quite have enough damage. Meanwhile, Juju is sitting outside your base, pretty much killing anyone.
Go in.
Oh, and Ollie, yeah, they're taking the tier 3. You've got Dragon Knight, does a lot of damage to the tower. The spiders don't get hit by the tree. If you can't kill the spiders, you're in trouble. I mean, Deutsch could Ravage and Anchor Smash him. He's got Blink Dagger. He doesn't have any damage. Oh, he gets stunned. Loses mana. They are. Looks like they're not going to be able to maybe completely take it just yet. If I was Deutsch, I wouldn't be playing Guardian Reeves build. I'd be playing Phase Boot, Soul Ring, Blads, maybe even like Desolator. Just something which lets you blink in and one-shot the spiders. Something I would make Deutsch's entire goal about dealing with the spiders. Instead, he kind of isn't. And you know, you need someone to do with Brood. It's a full-time job. Veteran, he's trying to farm. 17 minutes still, no Sacred Relic. He's just picked up the Sacred Relic. But he is struggling. Compared to Jug, who's kind of just having a free game. Trying to go onto Ollie. Do we have the damage to go on Ollie? In fact, we probably do. Finger of Death? Is it going to be enough damage? It doesn't matter because they're both silenced. JCA comes in, gets the stun on one. Out comes the Ravage. Finally, Deutsch is going to use it. Do they have the burst to kill Ollie? Tries to get the Finger of Death. You saw his finger actually light up green, but then he went down. And Ollie, he's in a lot of trouble. He's trying to live. 80 HP. Sped up by the Ink Swirl. He doesn't have Blink Dagger. Nice count on the Blink Dagger, but comes out another beautiful Impale by JCA. Rad, however, he is going to go down from Ross. But, you know, you can't survive from the Clinks. Glad he dodges the stun with the spin. He's spinning onto Deutsch. Is he going to commit the full Omni Slash? But out comes Juju. He's decided, I do want to turn up to this lane. Look at the web he's put on the map. Look at this. He's covered the whole map in webs. He got all the way from bot lane through to mid because of the 18 webs from the Aghanims. In the end, Juju ends up wiping out the rest of the team for this fight.
Yeah, amazing really that Radiant managed to do pretty well in that fight. I don't know how the recap looks. I've just closed it by accident, but I think, I mean, definitely Ross came out well. And Ross really needs to get some items online because at the moment Dire is looking kind of scary. They've already threatened high ground once, and I'm pretty sure they'll be looking to threaten it again with the next Dragon Form. They are in the mid lane at the moment.
Yeah.
Removing that
It's,
tower.
I mean, the Dragon Knight, his ultimate has a very long duration. What is it? 60 seconds, a whole minute. So they've got plenty of time. Oh no, is Hoodwink going to go down? Oh, Ollie didn't get the blink. No, it's going to be okay. Yuji waiting for spiders to heal up.
Interestingly, they're going in mid with the full HP tower instead of just rotating.
Yeah,
bottom, but
that's what I thought. Bot tower is below half, so you definitely could have a kill
Juju
there.
wants to.
They've got healing ward for the spiders,
Yeah.
so actually they can go in. Yeah, they don't mind. If they can't kill the healing ward, they're going to be absolutely fine. Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do. Yuji holding
There's no
3,000
Ravage
gold.
for a
It's
minute.
gone. But we've got this Orchid. Orchid Inkswell is going to be used up, but the ultimate comes out from Hoodwink, gets the kill. They're already one down the die, but do they want to fight? Juju's not sure about it. Yeah, they are going to go in. Massive damage coming out from the Grimstroke and the Broodmother combo. A lot of the enemy team silenced and Radiant already having to back off, even though they lost Glad literally instantly from a nice hit with the Hoodwink ult. They still managed to get a kill on Lion, and they still want to fight. They're being a little bit careful. They do not get the stun out there. Ollie's Inkswell is preempted, but I think Ollie's in a lot of trouble now. Ross is going hard, and he dies almost instantly. Dire bites off way more than they can chew. Veteran gets the stun. Tries to get a smack onto JCA, but he just pops his ult and runs away. They don't have any sentries for him. I think Rad may be the one who suffers from this, and he will go down. But JCA escapes, Juju escapes. They've taken the tier 3, nearly the range racks. Nice defense from Radiant. Like you said, I think it's only a matter of time before you do end up losing your base. So they're going to have to push out the base somehow.
I mean, that is such a critical mistake from Dire to linger for that long. They ran out of DK form, they had no spiders, and they tried to stay for a range racks, and by getting kills on the board, Wraith King...
If you get a kill on Juju, this is going to be pretty big. They're trying. They've actually used Finger of Death. Yeah, they will. Pushback gets thrown over the top. That's a 6-time streak ended. They don't kill all the spiders. They're kind of running around in circles. I'm not sure that's where you should put them, and they all go down as well. And Brood feeding a lot of gold. You said Ross needs to come online. He's now 614. Top net worth. He's got the Deso and Orchid, and he can afford one part of the BKB. So he is definitely starting to become a strong boy. Top level as well. Wraith King a little bit
with that Radiance.
Oh, he's got the Radiance.
He didn't have it in that last fight. That's what I was saying. The reason that it's so big is that he now gets his Radiance, and he's going to start building towards that Sock your ass.
Yeah, okay.
But I still think he needs BKB. I think he's going to regret that. But
yeah, if you don't have BKB, there's so much stuff that you have to dodge. All that Grimstroke spells, you can get stunned by Dragon Knight. Juggernaut can spin on you. Nyx is going to stun you. Broodmother does a lot of magic damage these days. So yeah, BKB is basically 9 seconds of complete invulnerability that he's going to give up. But that's okay. What did the Brood decide to go for? No, BKB as well. BKB is all round. Can't BKB
I
spiders.
think it's going to become one of those games where Dire goes high ground, they take some buildings, they go back, they pop BKBs if they need to, and they're just going to do that until they have mega creeps, and then Radiant lose.
Then you lose, yeah.
And it's just kind of how this game is probably going to span out. Radiant really need to start trying to do stuff with their clinks, like trying to take the fights when they have Ravage. The problem is that if you use Ravage, like we saw last time, they Dire just push in because you don't have Ravage. So
yeah, exactly.
It's like, when do you Ravage?
It's hard because Ravage is such a long cooldown, and you need to fully commit and win the fight, but Radiant have the ability to do so. This is not how you do so, by sending Ross on an exclamation mark Ross mission in mid lane. He gets fully on mid, and Ross is just going to go down.
Exclamation mark Ross in
that
the
is
chat.
the most exclamation mark Ross. Just as we were saying what the Radiant could do, their most fed core runs down mid by himself looking for an assassination. You've got to start playing like a core Ross. You're not an assassin. Okay, there's no assassin in the name clinks, right? It's not skeleton assassin. You're a core. You have to sit back with your team, go in with the team fight, and not look for solo pickoffs.
Especially in in-houses. I mean, these are basically like pro games, but on a slightly lower level.
Slightly lower level, yeah, no budget.
Players will play together. It's very unlikely you'll get caught out, catch someone out solo, especially when their plan is to do exactly what they're doing now.
Exactly.
And then cover 4 and take your buildings.
I think we'll actually take a tower in the top lane, but it's only a tier 2. Dire say, take the tier 2, we're about to win the game. Well, they might not win the game right now, but they have taken the first racks. They're now making a start on the bottom tier 3 tower. It's already burning to death, 500 HP. Ollie only needs to hit it 2 or 3 more times, and it's basically guaranteed. In fact, Veteran, he's done a good job because he scared a few people back. He scared your POS 1 back. I don't know how he managed to do that. I think they could have just ignored him. Maybe sent back a support if they were that worried, and pushed through and took the racks. But no, they actually sent them all back. Ross, again, he's at it.
Coming up.
He's at it. Ross, be careful. They have a sentry there. In fact, it doesn't matter. He's going for an instant kill, but nice use of the Yules. He's now stunned by the Dragon Tail. It's under game by the Impel. Bit of an overlap with Deutsch. He's got the ult to cover. And they get a kill on Rad. Ollie pops the BKB. So does Juju. But they can't see anyone. They have no detection because they've lost one of their supports. They can see Tim. Juju is going to try and get a kill on Tim. But in fact, the BKB runs out. Never mind. JCA runs up. Gets the kill onto Tim. He goes down. So what was that? A 1-for-1 exchange at the end. Never mind. Ollie is going to go down. Get slapped in the face by Deutsch. Dire have to be careful. They are throwing away their lead. I know they have a Roche. Not a Roche, sorry, a Rax. But they've got to be careful. They can't take it for granted. Ross, though, did manage to escape. So he should be, counting himself lucky with that.
Yeah, the next fight is crucially important now for Dire because the Ravage will be down. It's down for another 2 minutes. So once Ollie's back
and he gets an instant kill. And JCA does have yours. He will again keep himself alive, but Rad will be a casualty instead. And JCA Ross gets a 2 versus 1 set of kills. The Yule's not enough to save them. And Rad has basically nothing to save himself against the Clinks. He's very nearly got Glimmer Cape, but then Ross could just as easily carry some dust. He won't though because he's a bit of a noob. But, you know, we'll see. He could get a kill on Glad here. He's going to try. And there... Oh, never mind. We got the Manta. Damage goes hard. It's actually still a kill. Manta, yours, he does not care. Ross, basically, I've just watched this guy who a moment earlier ran in and got himself killed by himself. Now has just got 1 versus 3. 3 kills with literally no help needed. Yeah, you just have no idea what you're going to get with Ross. But there you go. He's now level 21. He's almost got enough money for the BKB. He's getting closer to one of the best level 25 talents in the game. Both of them are insane. Ollie posting in Discord just before he died. What did he post in Discord? Ollie. Shameful behaviour.
More time waste though for the Dire. The Radiant now actually have the gold lead. Veteran climbing through that net worth ranks, now in 3rd position.
Oh wow, he's very low level, but he's definitely caught up in gold.
Well, we say he's low level. The Dragon Knight is only level 15.
Oh wow, okay. Maybe it's just
Ross's. It's just Ross.
Yeah, Ross is so high level it kind of puts everything out of proportion, doesn't it? I mean, at level 21, Tim is level 10. But does he care?
Juju.
He's got Hex, he's got stun. Never mind, Juju doesn't get stun, but is in a lot of trouble. It's quite hard to chase him, but Veteran's like, hello, I'm here.
Oh, the slap.
But 1 hit, that's all he can do. And now Dire Team are ready. They drop the healing ward. Are they going to commit a fight? We've got the Hoodwink got ready. Radid gets immediately killed by Ross. They need to focus on Ross. JCA might go down next to get the stance, Ross, but they are nowhere near killing him. Ollie pops the BKB, but it's a little bit too late. The team have basically died. You might drop the Dragon Tail, but Ross is the hard carry this game. It's the Ross show. No breaks at all. Forget the fact that you've got to kill this Wraith King as well. How are you going to deal with this Clinks? I mean, he just pops out, immediately kills your supports. It's too late. He's going to find Glad. He's going to get a kill. Immediately pops the Orchid. No Manta. Yep, goes down. Tim was ready anyway with the Hex. And Ross yet with another kill. I did say, you know, anything's possible when you've got a Clinks on your team. He has a lot of success in our in-houses. Here's a perfect example.
A couple of greedy pushes from the Dire and the Radiant are so in this now. I mean, Ross is just... What do? Do you initiate on Ross? Or are you just going to get counter-initiated with Ravage? You know, into a hook and a finger, and whoever's stunned is just dead. You have to, like, be really hot on those BKBs, and there's been a couple of lazy BKBs this game from a few people, and it's cost them their lives.
Well, BKB from Ross, still on full duration. Imagine trying to initiate on him and he hasn't even used BKB. He's going to pop out 1-shot Rad. Oh, Juju though. You can see him beelining towards the tower. Does he manage to take it? Well, Doige is going to enjoy a lot of farm there. But no, he doesn't manage to take it. 58 HP. I don't think you're going to win the game, Dire, now by just trying to backdoor and be sneaky. No. You need more than that. But yeah, what do you do against Ross? BKB Ross, he's going to have a Bloodthorn before you know it, and then anyone who gets hit by it is going to die pretty much instantly. I think Bloodthorn's a mistake. I would have gone Scythe at this point instead, because people are starting to get Mantas, Yules, etc. But, you know, his choice, not mine.
Yeah, it's a lot of extra damage. It will help go through the DK, that's for sure, but BKB is an option. So there might be a fire on the Roche.
Ross is just going for Roche, but the Dire are right next to them. Tim, he's in a bit of trouble. Glimmer Capes himself. Okay, doesn't quite hit the stroke of fate. Ollie knows that they're nearby. In fact, the full Omni Slash is going off. Is that going to be enough damage? Dad's got to be careful. Gets the spin. Completely dodges the Ravage. Ollie also dodged the Ravage as well. So Ravage does absolutely nothing. That's the first death on the Wraith King. But what's going to happen next? He's back to life on full HP. He's got Radiant doing a lot of damage, but Tim is going to go down. Ross, he's found the first kill. He's found the kill on the Juggernaut. Second kill, Veteran actually is the one to claim it. I mean, that's the thing. They can't kill Ross. He's now level 24. Ollie does blink out, but blinks into the tier 2 tower. Buyback from Tim. Tim is not going to let Ollie escape. In fact, that's a perfect buyback with the absolute spot-on Earthspike. What an excellent play from Tim there. The knowledge to TP to the tower to stop Ollie escaping and then get the Earthspike spot on. But again, you don't kill Ross. He's on 100% HP. I don't think he even took 1 hit that fight. We're going to see the fight recap. Does it show damage taken? Just damage dealt. No, it doesn't show damage taken, I don't think. But yeah, I mean, you can't stop Ross.
Huge damage from the Wraith King. Now the Wraith King's, you know, he's hit that level 16. He's nearly got that level 3. Oh, the Reincarnation is becoming such a problem. He's got AC, he's got Radiance.
Oh,
he's
AC.
annoying in fights.
Yeah, that's right. You can't just ignore him completely. Even if you bring him down, then he AoE slows everyone. He's gone for Reincarnation Ag Shard, which means that skeletons start spawning that you have to deal with as well. AC is removing enemy armor. It's what do you do when you want to ignore him, but suddenly you realize you can't? But you need to deal with Ross. I don't know, it's hard.
That's the problem. It's like, who do you ignore this game?
I think you drop everything on Ross and take it from there. That's how I'd be playing. Literally, I'd drop every cooldown directly on Ross and then take it from there. Oh, why are we going in here, guys? I don't think this is right. Juju's just going to get brought down. Gets hit by a massive ult in the face. That is max rank sharpshooter. 1250 damage that had been veiled as well. Oh
Ross is
dear.
on the hunt.
He is. He's trying to find a pick off.
Dire just they've lost focus in this game ever since those pushes went bad and a few items came online for Radiant. They lost a few fights. They now don't quite know what to do. You saw they're like, oh, maybe we can pick him off in mid, but I mean, come on, guys, how many times have you gone on the guy middle and there's the whole team stood behind it? It's exactly what happened.
Yeah, they're desperate. They're getting really desperate. They're trying to find a kill anywhere they can, but they just can't. They should have refocused a while ago. Grouped up, we're still the stronger team fighting team, but it's a little bit too late now. They let themselves get picked off randomly in their jungle by Ross. They're trying to go for these weird split pushy assassin type pickoffs that just aren't working for them. And Ross is so near level 25. You ever had to play against level 25 Clinks with, you know, an extra searing arrow also hitting you? Oh god, it's like he's hitting your tower and killing your support at the same time. It's very hard to deal with.
And with the Aegis online, it's definitely going to come through
Clinks.
big for him. It's not going to be pretty. I don't know how Dire hold this. Like you said, they need to try and kill Ross, but now he has an Aegis and the Wraith King has reincarnation. You have to kill their 2 cores 4 times in total.
That is true, yeah. I mean, now Wraith King is also nearly level 18, so you've got to be quick after the first time you kill him. You can't just get a quick pick off and then run away. But fully committed is going to be hard. Do they know Ross is here? He's just running in by himself. Kills Rad in about 3 auto attacks. They're going to drop everything they can to Ross. He doesn't care. Just going to pop the BKB. But the BKB, I think, actually was a little bit overzealous. He could have waited for his team to turn up and save him. But, you know, nevertheless, he's going to take a tier 2 tower mid. I think it's their chance for Rax. Dire do have Glyph. Is it going to be enough? Juju has no spiders. All he has is BKB. BKB Ags. He is not a useful hero. I'm sorry to say this, Juju. You had a great start, but your item build doesn't make you useful. You've lost your window. There's the stun, the first stun. Perfect timing by Veteran. Oh, and out comes the little Hoodwink. If there's ever a gank, 1250 damage is assured from Hoodwink. Easy kills. Yeah,
it's just 1 by 1 at this point. They are lost. Dire are just lost at this point, and Radiant are in full control. They just grouped up as 5, doing what they want. Dire need to group up as well. They need to have vision down, so their supports don't just get completely murdered.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think maybe Rad thought he was fine. It was like he was here, right? He was just outside of his tower range.
Yeah, 2 hit
Ross
really.
Comes through and literally 2 hit him.
You don't have time to see it react, glimmer. It's too late. You just die practically instantly.
So rough.
I mean, Ross is level 25. The next highest level is 20. There's a massive difference. He glimmers straight away, but there's so much protection.
He's died in the exact same spot.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, I think he underestimated how much damage Ross is capable of doing. I mean, he is fed. He's being constantly solar crested as well by Ed. There's Assault Cuirass if Veteran happens to be nearby. I mean, he's got so many buffs. And Ollie rather, he's trying to get a little bit of split pushing. It's not going to be enough. You'll take a tier 2 tower, but you're going to lose your base. JCA goes down. It's just a slaughter now. Ross has gone beyond ridiculousness in terms of how much damage he's doing. And that first hit from the Enchanted Quiver is about like a tactical nuke from 1,000 range. I don't know how much attack range it gives. 400, isn't it? Look how quickly he's taking your tower. You better glyph that fast. You don't even have glyph. Tower's gone. You can take both racks at the same time. We've got Ravage. But wait, Ravage also got it. There we go. Perfect. Ravage actually stuns the Juggernaut immediately into the bush, but he's going to go down beautiful out from the Hoodwink. Buybacks galore come out from Dire. Yes, you're going on Veteran, but you know what this hero has? Reincarnation. In fact, he's still not even down. Because, you know, from Broodmother and Dragonite, you just don't have the damage. Juggernaut Spin, it's also not the one. You're going to need Omnislash to do any real damage. They are going to bring Doige down. The Guarding Grease passive not quite going to be enough. So it looks like they are going to hold on to their base. Never mind, because Ross immediately kills back. It doesn't quite. It's very close. Oh, he's about 1 hit away from death. No mana, though, on the Clinks. That's a little bit of respite from his damage. And Ollie gets to deny on the rats. Very cheeky. But
I'm just very confused why Radiant went back as hard as they did in that fight. I mean, they had 4 lives on their cores. Neither core used their extra life in that fight. You think that you could just go in, but I mean, they get what they came for, right? They get 2 lanes of Rex. Only the bot lane surviving now, and it's just not looking good for Dire.
No, it's not at all. There's the Aegis' proc, but Ross needed it anyway. He was completely out of mana. And he's about to hit level 26, which will give him another 2 to all stats, as well as his stat gain. I mean, he's out of control now. He just sits there and just deletes anyone who comes anywhere near him. You've got Vlad's. I think Vlad's was a very good pickup. You've got Assault Cuirass. You've got Solar Crest. And how many more ways can you buff the things outside of getting Helm and Dominator 2? which actually has a different name now, doesn't it? Was it Helm of the Overlord or yeah, Helm of the Overlord? I got that right actually. An item.
I don't think I've
basically
ever seen it.
no. I think I saw it once. You know the funny thing with Clinks is you take a creep and then you
Eat it.
yeah, but it's a 6,000 gold commitment. But it doesn't have to be the Clinks who takes that commitment. So if someone's willing to throw 6,000 gold into making their core stronger, well, you've got an option. Not sure if it's worth it, but there you go. Juju has a spider army. He's going to have to try and assassinate someone like Tim with it. I think he should buy his own dust, really, because he's going to be killing supports with Demo Capes. Oh, Veteran's just gone straight in. It kills Rad in basically 2 seconds. So Rad's gone down, no buyback. They've got some damage onto Ross, though. Ross is in trouble. If they can bring Ross down, this is going to be big. He pops the BKB. He's running away. Oh, but the Omni Slash is going to follow. They finally bring him down. And now Tim's going to go down to Juju. He's in a lot of trouble. Doesn't have Blink. Doesn't have Glimmer Cape. Taking constant damage. They drop the Ravage, but do they have the damage to kill Dragonite? They turn around the Finger of Death, and yes, they will bring him down because Veteran is pretty strong. I think you've realised and left it a little bit too late. You might be able to kill Ross, but can you kill Veteran? No is the answer. You can only kill one of their 2 cores. And it looks like they're suffering. All the Blinks on top of Brood. He's not going to escape. Have I spoken too soon? Never mind, Veteran is absolutely fine. He's got his reincarnation still. Actually holding a gem on Veteran. I didn't know when they picked that up. Done onto Ollie.
Ollie's body.
Oh, okay. Ollie had it. There are some buybacks coming, but what does the Brood do? The massive crit from Veteran. Going through the Dragon Knight's armor. He doesn't care. He's going for, looks like Satanic. I mean, why not? Gives you a lot of damage. Makes you tanky.
At this point, it doesn't particularly matter. I think this one is just about all she wrote.
That was a good comeback, though. I like that. The Radiant looked like they were so dominant, taking your tower at 20 minutes, taking your base, but, you know, it's the unfortunate story of Brood games. If you don't keep the momentum going, you make a few mistakes, you die, like going under the tier 4 towers. Nope, Doy just could be fine. I mean, the spin just does nothing if you don't buy Dag Shard. Dude is going to try and go into Veteran, but he doesn't care. Tim, very, very aggressive. Then Gib gets the double Earth Spike. Absolutely perfect. And JCA gets assassinated while in stealth. Level 23 Hoodwink with the Gleipnir. And Ross dying didn't actually matter. In fact, he took on so much damage from the enemy team that it allowed Veteran to just do whatever he wanted and the rest of their team. He was just a little bit too late to kill Ross, I'm afraid. He'd already done his job. He'd won the game.
Using the tap power right now for Zion.
Yeah,
You gotta make them earn it.
Judy's running away. He's gone.
And there's the GG.
More gold. I think Veteran ended up so farmed at the end of this game. So strong. Almost more gold than Ross. He just needed a little bit of space. But there you
The
go.
Hoodwink was the 3rd on net worth.
3rd?
At the end of the game.
Wow. That's actually mad impressive. I felt like he had a bit of a rough start playing Hoodwink, but then he really came into his own when the game sort of got progressing and just did more and more damage. I want to see the damage numbers. So Clinks just miles ahead, but then Wraith King in the second. Hoodwink in the 2nd spot. He did a lot of work on that Hoodwink. You are right in the net worth, or 3rd, yeah, above the entire Dire team. And he's not the POS 3, but he's about 4,000 gold ahead of his POS 3. So actually, he ended up being the POS 3. Look at his last hits.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you think about Hoodwink in where she can just clear waves like instantly, especially with Gleipnir. So you Gleipnir, you Acorn, and the whole wave just goes bye-bye. And
That's
then you end up
true,
with a load of
yeah.
gold. So
Yeah, that makes sense. Well,
yeah, I
it's a
think
shame.
this game's quite easy to break down, right? It was Broodmother was strong. Broodmother did mistakes. Broodmother wasn't strong. Game ended.
Pretty much. Then they panic. That's the problem. They could have got, no, wait, guys, we're still ahead, or it's break even at least. We can still win this. And then they started doing all sorts of random things, like trying to do a bit of sneaky backdooring, trying to go for pickoffs with heroes that weren't suited to getting pickoffs. They kind of completely lost their focus and they got confused because their one game strat didn't work. They needed a backup plan. And Radiant were just patient and they won because of that. Easier lineup to execute anyway. So, but you know, I like to see the Brood, and Juju had a great early game, so made for an exciting comeback anyway.